Thank you for staying. While you were watching the movie, I was having beer outside.
More than one. First of all, you're very well dressed today.
Oh, thank you.
You want to talk about what you're wearing?
Yeah. So I just love one designer, so I wear his clothes all the time.
Well, I think we all know what that's like.
Yeah.
So a few years ago, you had a film at our festival, How to Use Guys with Secret Tips. Anyone see that movie? That was one of our favorite Korean movies of recent years. That was like a small, kind of more independent kind of comedy.
Yeah.
How'd you go from that, like kind of a small movie, to a movie of this sort of scale?
I mean, I guess a lot of people liked the first film, so I was lucky. I got a lot of scripts after the first one, and I don't know why people gave me a period piece, but I got a lot of period piece, and when I got this script, I was like, I was very familiar with that feeling of Dorsuk. You know how in the movie he wants to keep his places, you know, and I'm married and I got my kid, and as I get older, I become very conservative, trying to keep my places. I don't want no one to step on my way, kind of, and hoping, you know, I don't know what it is, but my dream will come true, kind of. Yeah, and that's the feeling that I could familiar with, so I decided to do this film.
Okay.
And then other reason was, you know, my dad was he hates me being a director, so he never seen my movie, and he was died. He had a cancer, and he had not much time left, and I wanted to show him. I mean, like doing a period piece means like you become a successful kind of thingy in Korea. So I wanted to show him. So I took on this script, and sadly, week before the film release, week before he passed away, and he never got to see the film.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, but you know, I think that's what meant to be.
Well, even though it's a period piece, when I was first watching, I felt like you were trying to get away with something else, though.
Yeah, I didn't want it to make a traditional way, and I wanted to make more unorthodox way, kind of. But you know, the budget's high, and there's a lot of, you know, politics and, you know, investors. Everybody wants to, you know, say something,
Yeah.
contribute. Very kind of people. Yeah.
So the elements that I find like that are very funny, that are kind of sexy, and really actually very modern. Do you think is that from you, or was that them trying to put that on to the
No,
film?
I wanted to make it very like modern kind of thing. In modern, but the visual, I want it to be very traditional, very like Korean painting, very flat and very empty, very minimal, kind of. Yeah, I want to mix those. I wanted to mix those two, but yeah, it's like, you know, I couldn't do any more crazier thing because you guys like the bunny scene? Yeah, the bunny scene was the biggest, you know, problem. I mean, the investor want me to take it out. So even for the press release, we couldn't have that. We had you know, like minimal scene that we made, not the full one.
So if you had your way, how would this be different?
No, the end. I was gonna do very end. We were gonna do I really like Japanese movie called Matsuko, The Life of Matsuko. In the end, where she walk on the stairs, kind of. I wanted to do that. I want him to go to the moon, and they meet in the moon again. And like, oh yeah, and
they
they
like that
hated it. They hated it.
Well, tell them there's a bunch of San Diegans who thought they were
Yeah,
wrong.
San Diegans, I love you guys.
Speaking of San Diegans, anybody have any questions? All the way in the back, I see you.
How did you feel after you directed the film? Did you feel like it was something that you felt complete, or did you want anything to change?
I think every director has the same feeling. I don't think they, you know, like their film like 100%. But this, I have a lot of regrets and a lot of, you know, feeling left. That's why I cannot get over with this film. Trying to do, you know, I'm trying to do a lot of things to forget, move on to another project, but it's really hard because you know, we spend so much money and we spend like so much love to in this film, Yeah, and like there's a lot of compromise and a lot of things that I made I regret, but you know that's part of the job. So
I don't know how this Q&A turned into like all the things we don't like about the movie, but
I think
so let me just
I'm
say.
please understand. I might cry. So
Well, let me just say, let me just mention something that I'm sure everybody loves about this movie are the costumes. Can you say something about the production of the costumes, how involved you were in the design of the costumes?
see, the hardest part is the Gongjin's supposed to be a genius, and the Dorsuk, the main character, has to be somebody who's very traditional. And you know, how do we make somebody genius? Like, how could audience could agree that he's genius? Kind of. That was the hardest part. So we had like bunch of ideas, like making one into like very Korean and one into like Western Renaissance kind of dress, kind of. And my wardrobe designer got angry. What do you want to say about Korean hanbok? Then you saying the Western dress is better? Is that what you want to say in the film? I said, oh, I'm sorry, maybe not. So we went through the Korean history, 500 years. My wardrobe, Jo Sang-kyung, she's like the most celebrated wardrobe designer in Korea. She brought me a picture of all these hanbok throughout 500 years. It's like 30 pages of the poster. So she made me study. She explained every single one. So what we did, we decided to go timeless. We start mixing the clothes. So I mean, you know, it's a timeline. So there's a clothes before and after, but we just mix the time. We become like we don't mention who the king is, and we just mixed it. We just put the traditional guys' clothes from the beginning of Joseon Dynasty, more like, you know, classic, and the Gongjin, the genius guy, we use more tight. It's like later of Joseon Dynasty, kind of. Yeah, we mixed it.
Okay. I mean, in particular, that one dress when the queen finally is revealed. I mean, there's so much build up to that scene. It's sort of like I think all of us were feeling, how are they going to top the last one? Can you talk about that dress in particular, and also how do you build it up within a movie, because you know the audience is waiting to see it as well?
There's a scene missing.
Okay.
Yeah. See, like what happened was, maybe I shouldn't say it. Like, yeah, it's a perfect movie. There's nothing's wrong. You've seen it all. There was a part where, see, Gongjin, the genius guy, is influenced by the old guy also. So white dress she was wearing is very traditional. Going back to classic, the very white of Korean basic. The Koreans are called like Baegaeminjok. We love white clothes, kind of white color, kind of. It represents our, you know, soul and our. Maybe I'm going too much, right? Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're thinking about what kind of clothes are we gonna make? Then our wardrobe designer came up with, let's go back to very basic. He got influenced by him also. So we had a scene like that, like watching his clothes in the, what do they call it? The Sangwon. There is a vault with all the king's clothes. There's a scene where the Gongjin comes and watches all the clothes that Dorsuk made, but we took it out. Yeah, because it was so long. It's my fault.
Still works.
Yeah.
Other questions? How about right here?
Talk about all the things that you wish you had changed or you kept into the film. Is there going to be any opportunity for you to make the director's cut?
No, it's over. I'm happy with my film. It's perfect.
Right here.
I thought the musical score for this movie really helped the flow of the movie.
Thank you.
How did you choose who did the music, and how much were you influential in the style of the music?
I always work with the same guy. His name is Moog. He's pretty famous in Europe. He's a bass player. Then he started doing. I knew him from New York. I mean, I ran into him in New York. He used to be a, like, what do they call it? The artist, hungry artist, playing basses. And he came to Korea and he did a couple movies. I met him, and yeah, I mean, just that's his work. When I first get the script, I always get this. I make my own CD. I get all the musics that I like that could go with this kind of script. Then I give to my actors and give it to my all crews, so they know how this movie is gonna feel as they read with listening to this music kind of. Yeah, so music is very important for me, and like before even the script, I mean the pre-production starts, I always go with music first. So it's really important for me. Is that the question? Did I answer it right, or do I go? Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Right here.
Your movie just is such a beautiful. I mean, just you're such a feasting to my eyes and
Thank you.
sounds.
Thank you.
And with that, I'm just curious as to what your next project is like.
The question is about what your next project is like.
Yeah, I'm going to China doing a Chinese film. It's gonna be very. I'm gonna do very cheesy, quirky comedy. And I want to do something very light. I don't want to do heavy stuff. I want to rest. It's. Oh, thank you, thank you.
Right here. Yes.
Question about all the lies in the movie. It seems to me like I'd say about half the statements in the movie are lies.
Uh-huh.
So as I was watching, I felt like the truth of the movie was coming through the characters' faces, the emotions they were displaying, not the words that they were saying at all. You couldn't trust anything anyone said. How was that conveyed in the script, and how did you convey that to the actors to make sure that they were getting everything right?
Whoa, that's a really hard question.
What do you think is the importance of lying maybe in a film like this?
I mean, there's a lot of irony, and there's a lot of and the Korean language back in the days, it's all about being a nobleman is like saying something really nice to each other, kind of. So it's like, am I
Yeah.
going right direction? Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe that's why I couldn't explain it to my actors well, because like I had so many angry actors on the set. But no. But I mean, we went through the script a lot. We had like 2 months of reading, kind of, and they put a lot of effort to it. So we didn't have any problem. Like just I have to convince. No, and they're like celebrated actors, so they don't really listen to director, kind of. So it's like there's no such a thing as directing, but there's more of begging. Please, can you do that for me? Yeah. No, that's what we do in Korea. Our actors are so celebrated that like all the directors, it's not directing, it's begging. Or maybe I shouldn't say this. It's like rest assured, yeah. It's okay. I'm going to China to make a movie. I'm not going to be in Korea. So.
Cause trouble there. Is it right there?
Was there any historical basis to this, besides the fact that it was set in a traditional kind of setting? Was there any true, story?
Yeah, I mean, this is King Yeongjo, and this is when this king. There's a history of this place, Hangingwon, but there's no real fact to it. If you go to palace, nobody knows where this place was, but in the history book there was. But after this king, it used to be the biggest apartment. Then after this king, they made it really small. So there must be something happen. That's how this story started. But we didn't want it to mention like specific king because we mix all the clothes, and I don't want like angry historian getting on. But they got angry anyway. But yeah. Yeah, that's the thing that I regret. Maybe I should have just said like, yeah, it's the true thing. Eat it.
Someone's always going to complain. All the way in the back, yeah.
Director Lee,
Yeah.
the film was fabulous.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you. And my question is, how were you able to? There are a lot of questions regarding how you were able to balance the historical facts and being imaginative. And I think you have done it really, really well. And did you have a team of advisors? Did you research yourself? Did you have a scriptwriter? And how were you able to bring this as a team, work together to bring this work to art? And also, how do you feel about this film? What kind of message do you want to send out to the world?
Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa! I thought. Did you say you liked the film? And why are you asking me all these hard questions? What was the first one again?
What was the process like to do the historical research?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really lazy, and I know exactly what my weakness is, and I think that's the one of the advantages that I have. I know exactly what my weakness, so I get all the top people I want. I go out. I don't ask anyone. I just go out, and I convince them by myself. So assistant director here is most. He's supposed to do the Assassin. The one of the blockbusters just came out from Korea. They just released. I mean, like a couple months ago, they showed it here, right?
The Assassination.
Yeah, and it was a assistant director of that film. And I went to him. I said, "I pay you this much." I didn't even tell my company that. I told him like this much. So you're gonna come work with me. I'm gonna show you the good time. So I mean, you know, I'm really. I mean, the film is all about people. It's a people. The director is there to direct. For me, it's like directing is like having good people work for me, work with me, and giving me better ideas and cover my weakness. So that's what I do. I go out and get best people I could. So I'm really lucky with, you know, my crew because I usually work with the same people. What did I say wrong? Yeah, and theme. Yeah, I hate it when people ask. I'm sorry, but that's like the.
No, it's not theme. Like just a message. Like it's simply put, like what do you want to help do this film?
Wow, I never thought about that. That's the. I think that was the thing that I missed about this film. Never thought about it. No. What do you think? Did you get any messages? Seriously, I want to ask. No, I'm asking you. Did you get some kind of message out of it? Hope so.
I think that you kind of alluded to your father didn't like you being a director. Do you think that, and it doesn't sound like you ordinarily make historical movies, do you think that making this movie in part was to have your father be proud of you? Because you said he passed away before he got finished. You didn't get to see it. So.
No, I think it's a part of what director. I mean, I can't speak behalf of all the directors, but for myself, I'm making film to get accepted by people, including my father, and including the audience. Hope it's like every day I fight with my fear. Like on the set, I go out on the set, and I have this plan that I'm gonna shoot. Then it's very unorthodox. Then I fight all the time. Do I do this or do I stick with the conventional way? That's the fight I put out every day. Hopefully that result will be accepted by people, kind of. I answered it wrong. So I'm going all over, right?
No, it was great.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but yeah.
There was beer. Let's go.
I think the message that I got was that one, follow your dreams, and two, when he was measuring her, I think she should have just lived the present. She was dying to be with him, and vice versa, and they should just sleep together.
No, the only person who actually got his dream come true is guy who died. And rest of them just live for their false dream that they're gonna be happy. Sometimes they're following. I call it smoke and mirror. And I love Wizard of Oz. You know, when there's a smoke and mirror, it looks like it's all fancy, but there's nothing there, kind of. Yeah, I mean that's the kind of message that I wanted to do in this film. It's like, you know, you try so hard to get your places, not looking at other direction, but in the end, you got nothing. You just, you know, it's worthless. But you live on with that, you know, all that thing that you commit and all that bad feeling you have, you just live on.
Is that the same way you feel about directing?
Directing? I don't know. Directing's very different. It's like, it changes all the time. It's very organic. It's like there's no definition to it. And for me, I mean, like I said before, it's like for me, directing is what I get good people work with me, giving me better ideas. But it always changes on the set. I always have my plan, but like, am I going right? Am I answering something?
You're fine.
Yeah, I'm just, everybody's just all quiet. Like, I'm like, oh shit, man, I'm saying something. Yeah, so like my first movie was, everything was perfectly planned. And we shot by the storyboard. And I had calculated every second of it. But this one was very different. We rehearsed for two months, and we went out to shoot. It just changed everything. How, you know, depend on location and depend on, you know, the actor's feeling. The guy didn't have a breakfast, he's angry, so he's delivering it all angrily, and the other actors taking it back, you know, with a different kind of feeling. Yeah, this is like, you know, it's my second film, and like this is like something that I realized. Like, there's no rule. It's always changing, kind of. Is this something that I answer right, or no? I'm going.
I think she says it's good.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Right here.
I think that some of it is like divided into two genres. The first part is like they have humor and fantasy, and the half of the film, and they have like a really it's like a really drama. There's a tragedy that's going on. So my question is, the original script has like the humor and fantasy in the original script, or you are changing while you are making the film?
The original story was a very small story. It was a story between Kongjin and Dol-suk, two guys. And there was no king and queen. There was king and queen, but very small. So we were gonna cast somebody unknown. And it was a story about two craftsmen. And I wanted to make the Kongjin, the gay character, the guy who's in love with the clothes, and you know, it's like I wanted to make like, you know, and a lot of Korean, when they were 13 or 14 back in the days, they get married. But he's in the movie, he's not married, and he's just in love with. So I want to do more focus on bromance. That was the beginning of the first draft. Then, you know, as the story goes, investor comes in, the story got bigger. Oh, these two main actors are too old. We need some young people to freshen up. So script got bigger and bigger. So I had to make a choice. Like, I couldn't make just focus on two people. So I wanted to make it 4 people, but I want to make it more differently. And I actually wanted to make it really light and contemporary. But as the story goes and where the Kongjin's clothes gets burned, I wanted to make it I wanted to go into very serious drama from there, kind of. Yeah. Did I answer it right? Yeah, I think I answered
I think it's time
right.
for a few more questions. The person waving in the back.
With the newer Taylor, just trying new things and maybe people not reacting so well, but you had your vision?
Did you identify with the younger Taylor, you said? Yeah, the younger Taylor.
I think every time I say something, people are leaving, so I gotta. I'm sorry. Please don't leave. Please, have a beer with me, please. Yeah, I mean, like Busan, we had a Q&A, and the Busan Film Fest was full, and they thought the actor gonna be there. So I said, hey, there's no actor, I'm just by myself. And everybody goes, ooh, they're hiding. I said, no, I'm here by myself. Then half of people start leaving while I'm doing the question Q&A. It was funny. Please don't leave, and everybody just stop. As soon as I say something, people start leaving. I'm sorry, I got off the track. So what was the question again? Oh yeah.
Did you identify the younger Taylor?
It's a struggle between, it's within me. Both is within me. I'm always constantly fighting. So I thought I want to be like Kongjin, but I can't. Yeah, I have the family to feed. It's my excuse. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I should be able to ask this, but have you made money on it?
I made money. They paid as a director, but the investor, no. They released it on. I don't know. It just didn't work. We thought it's gonna do really well, so we put it on Christmas Eve. And yeah, we lost to some dumbass. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, seriously, it was seriously very horrible. I don't talk bad thing about other films, but that was really bad film. But with the like sexy Korean star in it, so all this high school and junior high kid, they when in the high school uniform, you know, they fill the theater. As he comes out, they yell, kind of. And I was in the next theater. No one's in my. So I'm like there watching there. Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
This is like the saddest Q&A we've ever done. All right, we have time for maybe 2 more questions all the way in the back.
Just wondering what the Korean Q&As are like and how they're different from San Diego Q&As.
Yeah.
I mean, San Diegans are very, what are they, the hippies, no? I thought it's the city of hippies, no? Oh, I'm sorry, wrong place. I'm sorry. Oh, wrong place. I'm sorry.
Half of the things that are said are lies.
The hip, yeah, the hips. Hipsters, yeah,
Ah.
hipsters, yeah. The fashionistas, I'm sorry, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Korean Q&As are more the actor base. Like, what you like working with Kosu? What you like working with Park Shin-hye? How's Hyun-suk oppa, kind of? And they, I mean, I get a lot of that question, like, you know, why did you do period piece? Very with emotional, angry people. Yeah, I get that. I got that a lot, like, you know, insulting history, kind of. Yeah, but you know, there needs somebody that need to insult the history. So that's me. Thank you.
Well, the film is very cynical about history. Like to you, like
Yeah,
the
it's a
framing device makes it seem like history is not to be trusted anyways.
I mean, you know, I don't like bureaucratic thing and the hierarchy, and it's always there. The Korea, I'm not supposed to talk bad thing about Korea, but it's okay. I'm gonna be in China, so.
Don't do that there, though.
See, the thing that I want to break is a class, and there's always class in Korea. So everywhere you go, and I want to break that. Yeah. And even amongst the director in the film industry, there's a class. And you know, the class sucks.
All right, maybe one more question.
As an Asian American, you're constantly struggling with parental approval. And now that you are a parent, if your child created this movie, would you be proud of your child?
Yeah, I think so. The thing is, my daughter was there at the screening. She walked out after 15 minutes. She said, "Oh, it's boring," and she walked out. So she played iPad whole day till the movie ended. Yeah, I mean, I try not to. See, I don't like sexual stuff, like graphic thingy and the violent stuff. So, you know. Did I get it right? Yeah. I think I made. Yeah, my daughter's pretty proud. Yeah.
Then I think your dad would be thrilled.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
At the very least, I think we're all very proud of you.
Thank you. San Diegans.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around for the Q&A.
Okay,
thank
you.
Director Lee,
thank
for making
you.
this film and coming all the way here. And I think we need another beer.
Yeah,
So-
seriously. No, thank you so much for sitting through 2 hours and you know giving me valuable time. Monday night, you could have done so many other things and Chargers playing football. We came here to see. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.